Welcome to the pre-Thanksgiving edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey. He's Mike Smith, the icon, and Aaron Glandon. Mr. Hand 2 is off to the side. I noticed he left us with a wider screenshot so his hand could be more on screen, I think.
I didn't notice the arm holding the screen. I just noticed when I looked up for the first time, that screen's tilted, and then I saw the arm.
We've made some subtle changes in the background, and we've got more on the way, so that's good. We may have a completely different setup by Tuesday of next week.
That's how to confuse Mike. Subtle changes. He'll never notice.
I'll never notice. My wife says I don't notice the things that are right in front of me. So
that's right.
But that's a good thing. That can be a good thing. Yeah.
It can be, but not for a news guy. So get his attention so we get the news story in that respect. Coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at news that's making news. It's beneficial news that you can use. We'll also have sports and look at this date in history. It's a 4-digit, not
1095.
1095. So we've got to put a little extra pressure on the Litter Media Wayback Machine for that. We're going to start with our forecast, though, so we know how to dress when we go to Grandma's house through the woods and across the river.
Yeah, we're not officially in winter, but it'll feel like it. Rain today, Wednesday. And a rain-snow mix starting late tonight and into Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Highs will eventually get up to 45 on today as well as Thursday. So if we do get any kind of snow south of I-70, we're not expecting that to stick. If you're going north of I-70, they're saying you could see some accumulation there.
Could be dicey.
A little bit. On Thursday morning, that is. Cloudy and colder Friday through Tuesday, but not a lot of talk of any precipitation there. And here's where highs in the low 30s through that stretch, and nighttime lows in the teens.
You know, people are complaining about putting up your Christmas decorations early. I was waiting for that day that's going to be like 70 to do that in December or whatever. It ain't going to happen for me. I don't think.
Or at least not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, that's for sure. All right, coming up, we'll take a look at news. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. When you click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, it takes you right to the AccurateHVAC.com. That is their website, where you can see the service territories they have. They've got 8 offices across Ohio. And it's a big territory. I mean, it used to be just Chillicothe in Ross County. But now, 45 years later, it's all over the place. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
It's time to get serious about your lawn. It's time to step up to the best mower brand money can buy. For nearly 4 decades, Skag has been the easy choice for lawn care professionals. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best when it comes to mowing your lawn. There's sure to be a Skag model that's perfect for your yard, big or small. Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. Visit your local Skag dealer today. Skag, simply the best.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Haynes Total Health Care Center, chiropractic, physical therapy, nutritional needs. They've been handling this for 50 years now, celebrating their golden anniversary. So congratulations. And if you want to find out more about their doctors and their staff and the services they provide, when you click on this ad at littermedia.com, takes you to hayneshealth.com to learn more. We have beneficial news you can use, and it's the holiday edition, so there'll be some holiday stuff mentioned in here, I'm sure. So we are starting with a big event that begins this coming Friday. We're talking about the Chillicothe DARE program and helping to fill a cruiser by donating new unwrapped toys and clothes for boys and girls ages birth through 12 years old. Toys can be dropped off at Rural King on North Bridge Street in Chillicothe, Tractor Supply on North Bridge, and also Carter's and the North Bridge Street strip mall there. Suite D at 1251 North Bridge Street. Donations will be accepted between November 29th right through December 15th, and we will be talking with Little Blessings, Corinne Woods. Remember when she came to the radio station? She was in like the first grade, second grade, and doing a food drive, and now she's a college sophomore, junior maybe, thereabouts, and so she is with Little Blessings. They've done a lot to help raise money to, if it's not food, if it's not toys, they've raised money to help buy drug dogs for the police department over the years. And also, DARE officer Tim Boltonhouse will most likely join us in a special interview that we'll be doing that we'll share with you hopefully on Friday.
Over the past week, Adena Health Foundation, and this is the director, Robin Burno, and other representatives of Adena, delivered about 1,200 new winter coats purchased by employees of Adena Health to participating schools in the areas. The 18-year history of Coats for Kids, Adena employees have purchased, now listen to this, more than 15,500 coats for area children and teens through the annual coat drive.
When Robin was here last week to talk about the Holiday Pop Spectacular, my eyes just about popped out when she said nearly 16,000 coats they've collected. And I told her, I said, well, you've got the crazy cat lady. I guess you could be the crazy coat lady. And she said, you could call me that because it's a project that is carried over to her. Ross County YMCA Associate Executive Director Tasha Norman and Wellness Coordinator Luke Stoniker were on a special edition to talk about their current programs. And if you didn't know this, the YMCA of Ross County and the Pike County Y are associated. Norman tells us more.
Yeah, so we are currently working as one YMCA. So you can enroll in programs at either the Ross Y or the Pike Y. The Pike Y is beautiful, so for Ross residents who've never been there, definitely check it out. A lot of new fitness equipment, which, Luke could tell you more about that. They have an awesome pool, and for kids, their fall soccer program is really big.
Yeah. They have 600 kids already in their basketball program, the YBL Youth Basketball League that will take place at the Y. If you want to learn more about the Y, just go to their website, which is rosscountymca.org. Tuesday, December 3rd of next week is Giving Tuesday, and you're invited to help out the Ross County Humane Society, making a lasting impact on the lives of the animals in their care. As a nonprofit shelter, they work tirelessly to provide second chances to dogs who need them most, but they can't do it without you. December 3rd, they ask that you consider a donation to their mission. Your generous support allows them to provide warm beds, nutritious food, medical care, spay-neuter services to prevent overpopulation, enrichment, and training to help their dogs find the perfect home. And if you're a Kroger shopper, you can designate them as one of your charities. They have a number of charities that are registered with Kroger, and a portion of the proceeds go right to them. So it seems like they get a check every month from people who shop at neighboring Kroger stores. Marcia Wagner stopped in yesterday and discussed the Chillicothe Christmas Tour of Homes coming up December 14th and 15th. Marcia tells us about some of the homes on the tour.
This year we're looking at 8. Several of them include the museums are all going to be open, which is an extra bonus because there'll be no fees attached to entering any of those museums. So we'll be having really about 6 houses and 3 of the museums. One of the museums is our headquarters, the Lucy Webb Hayes. You will go there to pick up your booklet, which is a history of the homes. And that booklet is always invaluable, lots of good information. Julie Lambert has been very good at always doing the research for us.
Mm-hmm. I have to tip my cap to you ladies that are involved with the Restoration Society, because you do what you can to preserve this history and to keep telling the story of the city of Chillicothe.
Yes, and really the Restoration Foundation really consists of only about 8 people.
Yeah.
So we really do a lot for just a few people that are really working. We do a lot of home tours. We do street tours. We do the canal. In fact, our proceeds are going to be signs for showing where the canal was in Chillicothe. Mm-hmm. We started this project about 10 years ago and didn't have the funds to finish it, so we're hoping to really do it this year.
Again, the tour date's December 14th from 4 until 8 p.m., December 15th from 1 until 5 p.m., and tickets are available on eventbrite.com or at Julie's Store on Paint in Chillicothe, and those tickets are $25 each.
Area law enforcement agencies will be working overtime over the holiday weekend, basically, to reduce impaired driving crashes and incidents on the roadways. Ross County Sheriff George Lavender announcing that the Ohio Department of Public Safety's Ohio Traffic Safety Office has awarded more than $25,000 in federal traffic safety funding to Ross County Sheriff's Office for the federal fiscal year 2025. Now, this is a statistic that's sad, but it's really eye-opening. Crash data shows that 328 crashes related to impaired driving caused 123 injuries and 14 fatalities in Ross County over the last 3 years. The Highway Patrol will also be out in force in the same mission. Last year, during the Thanksgiving reporting period statewide, there were 12 fatal crashes that took the lives of 13 people. Within the same reporting period, 5 crashes and 6 fatalities involved alcohol and or drugs. Please, folks, enjoy your celebration, but do so responsibly.
And it may involve tryptophan this time of year.
That's true. During the season of giving, the Ohio Department of Commerce's Division of Financial Institutions is urging Ohioans to be cautious of holiday scams, particularly those involving fraudulent charitable organizations. This is a good statistic. Last year alone, Americans donated $374 billion to charities. The bad statistic is that consumers were bilked or defrauded $10 billion as a result of charitable fraud or scams. So basically, the Department of Commerce says, bless your hearts, give, but do a little more research to make sure to what you're giving to is legitimate.
Give, but give wisely.
Absolutely. Bridle trails in most of Ohio's state forest and all-purpose vehicle areas, such as Perry, Pike, and Richland Furnace State Forest, will close for the winter season. This is typical. Bridle trails typically used for horseback riding will close this coming Monday, December 2nd, and APV areas will close on Monday, December the 9th. Now, there is a caveat to this. State Forest APV areas remain open during regular deer gun season to provide opportunities for people with disabilities to have greater access to the state forest on these trails while hunting. Now, there's also a special permit that you can get. A special use permit application, you would need to submit that to the local forest manager at least 14 days prior to whatever the event you want to use it for. So it's not open to the general public, but you can get that special permit to use those trails.
Can you put that slide back up here again? I'm trying to remember what TV show was back in the 70s that talked about horse patoot. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the first time on Litter Media I think we've ever had a horse patootie.
Patoot.
Yeah.
And there's 3 of them there. They're all going the opposite direction.
All saying hello. A shout out to the Portsmouth High School Student Council for giving back to their community. The Student Council collected about 1,500 cans to donate to the Salvation Army and its food banks. So good job down along the river there. And then we think back about the conversation we had with the kids from the Junior Fair Board in Ross County earlier today, where they collected 30,000 pounds of food during the fair. Incredible. But any amount helps.
Also, AMVETS Post 2256 in Circleville is providing a free Thanksgiving meal tomorrow for their members who don't have family or meal plans scheduled. That'll be from noon to 5 tomorrow.
All right, coming up in a moment to look at sports and also this state in history. First, let's tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. It's the number to call if you have a need for maybe you're cleaning up after Thanksgiving from everybody that was at your house and you need one at your home. You can get that. Or if you need something for your business, same deal, 740-253-8389.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Even though it's the holidays, sports continues. And we start with
football, high school football, yes. Eastern Pike and Wheelersburg took most of the top honors in the SOC Football Awards announced last night. Both, of course, were respective league champs in SOC 1 and 2. The Eagles' Tucker Leist is the SOC 1 Offensive Player of the Year. Scott Tomlinson is the Coach of the Year. In SOC 2, League Champ Wheelersburg has Lineman of the Year honors going to Landon Evans and Defensive Player of the Year to Ison Emnett. Coach of the Year is Wheelersburg's Rob Woodward. Waverly's Mason Kelly shared Offensive Player of the Year honors with West's Anthony Bishop. Congratulations to all the youngins.
This is one of my favorite pictures from the football season because it shows the concentration that the center has to have before he snaps that ball. I don't think this is a punt. I think this is to a shotgun formation because I don't remember Eastern punting against Huntington. But it's like he's got his hands cradled around that football, ready to launch a missile, saying, here it comes, buddy. It's on the way.
Yes, sir. High school basketball last night on the girls' scene. The Mid-State League Buckeye season got underway. You might remember Litter Media Radio had this matchup for the championship last year in girls basketball. Circleville winning it in a nail-biter, but last night they broke it open in the fourth quarter, taking a 1-point lead into the fourth. They win it by 10 over Bloom Carroll, 47-37.
Feels weird not seeing Taze Valley's name in the Buckeye division.
That's right. Times have changed. Fairfield Union over Liberty Union. Amanda Clear Creek beat Hamilton Township. In non-conference play, Logan Elm beat Southeastern 60-51. It's my understanding this game was held up by about a half an hour.
Really?
Because the fire alarm went off.
Oh, my.
And there was no fire. And if you've been into some of these gymnasiums, when the fire alarm, it's like a strobe light situation. Yeah. So it took a while to get that corrected, and they finally got off and running, and Logan Elm wins it. Central Crossing over the Lady Blue Lions of Washington. Taze Valley loses to Hilliard Bradley in non-conference play. Pickerington North over Lancaster. Eastern Brown beat Georgetown. Athens over Warren. And Green beat South Gallia in the MSL Cardinal. Bern Union edged Northside Christian by 4 points.
High school boys basketball gets underway today. And this is taking place out of Zane Trace. It's the McDonald's Zane Trace Tip-Off Classic. And the games for today, starting at 2 o'clock this afternoon, Huntington takes on Amanda Clear Creek. New Hope Christian Academy will battle Wellston at 4. At 6, Bexley takes on Logan Elm. And Circleville takes on the host, Zane Trace, at 8 p.m. Coming up on Friday, there are more games, 5 of them. The last of the list of games will be Adena taking on Chillicothe. That will be our Litter Media Game of the Week basketball tip-off. So that is coming your way Friday. And that'll be an 8 o'clock start, if I remember correctly. And BJ Daly and I will have the action for you because Mike will be boarding a plane for where he's going on his next assignment.
Well, the next morning I'll be boarding the plane. We always go up to the hotel so we can keep our car parked there.
And that, to me, is boarding the plane.
And I just saw a story this morning where there has been a rash of car thefts at airport parking lots. And what one did they feature on the national news? Port Columbus. Stay away from my car. It'll explode if you touch it.
You could leave it at the hotel.
That's where I leave it.
Okay.
But I don't think the thieves discriminate on where they steal from.
Well, I was thinking
You're telling people where to find your car, Mike.
Well, they don't know what car I'm driving. I don't have any labels on it that this is Mike's car. College football rankings came out last night. Nothing really changing in the top four. Oregon still number 1, Ohio State 2, Texas 3, and Penn State 4. Penn State was not getting a lot of love from people on social media last night. They haven't played anybody. Well, Ohio State only beat them by a touchdown. So that if they're no good, then Ohio State's not any good either. But, of course, the game coming up on Saturday, Michigan and Ohio State.
See number 23 there on that slide? Is that Illinois?
It is indeed.
At number 23.
It is indeed.
Well, this stood out to me because Jason Filliar, our buddy who does Ironton football broadcasts on radio, he said, I know that Ironton's pretty successful in football, but it only had the logos on what he was sharing. He says, but for them to show up in the top 25 in college football playoff, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. After last week, Waylersburg probably thinks they need to be 55-0. Yeah.
Kick them out of the OHSAA, put them into a big national tournament there. So Columbus Blue Jackets will be in action tonight as they host Montreal. The Cleveland Cavaliers will host the Atlanta Hawks. And tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day NFL lineup for you. The Bears at the Lions at 12:30. Lions are playing pretty well this year.
Yeah, they are.
And from what I understand, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback from last year, he seems to start, he's finding his groove, I guess, right now. So it might be a decent game.
Go Bears.
The Giants at the Cowboys. That'll be on Fox at 4:30.
I hope that one's a 0-0 tie.
You think you'd like to see that? The Giants, by the way, the Jones kid.
He's in Minnesota
now as a backup. So congratulations to him. Everybody was thinking he was going to end up in Cleveland. And then you've got the Dolphins at Green Bay.
Ooh.
Nighttime.
Ooh. The Southern
at
boys.
Lambeau Field.
The Southern boys at the play in the cold.
I like this. Now, this is going to be on NBC, so there's no Amazon Prime Thursday game because they're doing it tomorrow afternoon, or Friday afternoon. Today's Wednesday, isn't it? Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock on Amazon Prime, the Raiders taking on the Chiefs in Kansas City.
You mentioned Heisman Trophy. Last night I saw this comparison, and I was shocked. Troy Smith, who won the Heisman for Ohio State in 2006, and then they had his numbers posted against Ohio State current quarterback Will Howard. Howard's numbers in one less game are better than Troy Smith's the year he won the Heisman. Has Will Howard even being discussed as a Heisman candidate?
Outside shot at that.
And I thought, holy cow, maybe we better take a closer look at this.
He's completed 74% of his passes, and now,
I think Smith was at 67% at this point.
Yeah, and let's be honest, you complete those passes by the decisions you make, but the talent that receives those catches.
But Troy Smith had a guy named Ted Ginn.
I remember
Jr.
that guy.
And I had another guy, Gonzalez, who was an All-American. So he had some stud receivers too. So don't forget that.
I think Howard would probably be getting more looks if he'd been there all 4 years of his career.
That's possible.
And I think that's what people hold against him. Plus his last-second decision against Oregon to try to get 1 or 2 more yards instead of sliding before to stop that clock for the field goal try. Right. There's no guarantee you're going to make that field goal, but the fielding kid's been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Place kicking. All right. Coming up next, this date in history. And I'm going to ask these guys a question. It's all just ahead.
Litter Quality Propane, serving 92 years in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people. Litter Quality Propane.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for this date in history as we go back to the pre-1100 year.
Yeah, by 5 years. Yeah.
Yes.
1095. Pope Urban II, not to be confused with
Pope Urban Meyer.
I wonder if Urban Meyer ever thought he was the Pope. He is Catholic, by the way. Pope Urban II makes perhaps the most influential speech of the Middle Ages, giving rise to the Crusades by calling all Christians in Europe to war against Muslims in order to reclaim the Holy Land with a cry of God wills it. By the end of the 11th century, the Holy Land had become a point of conflict for European Christians. Since the 6th century, Christians frequently made pilgrimages to the birthplace of their religion. When the Seljuk Turks took control of Jerusalem, Christians were barred from the Holy City. When the Turks then threatened to invade the Byzantine Empire and take Constantinople, Byzantine Emperor Alexius I made a special appeal to Urban for help. Wanting to reintroduce the power of the papacy, Urban seized the Holy Land opportunity to unite Christian Europe under him as he fought to take back the Holy Land from the Turks. But this was not successful at first, and it was the first of 7 different crusades over the next several centuries.
It was much different than when Jim Tressel, who left Ohio State, and Ohio State reached out to Pope Urban to help right the wrongs.
Yeah. Much different, less bloody. And there are still repercussions to this day as a result of what started on this date in 1095.
Now, before we wrap up, I have a question for these two guys. We're heading into Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for? Who would like to go first?
I'll let the young guy go first.
Oh, of course you're letting me go first.
I've got more things to be thankful for. I'm older.
I'm thankful for lots of things. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my friends, my fiance, the 3 Fs.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble already. Your fiance was 3rd?
She doesn't watch the show, so she won't know.
I'm going to make sure she goes back and watches this.
Yeah, because this will show up in Facebook memories.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for Chuck, my cat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right now, I'm thankful for the idea of food because I'm really hungry.
We got another show to do.
We have 2 more shows to do before I can eat.
And?
I'm thankful for the Lord Savior Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. He's first. I'm thankful for my wife and my family second. And then every friend and employer that I've ever had, friends like Dan Ramey and a cousin like Aaron.
Well, you said family, so I came before Dan.
Well, but you're a work You're in
But
there
I'm
twice.
family.
You're in there twice, actually, as family and as a work.
And we've been together so long, it's like family. So
Oh, sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
People think Dan and I are actually married.
That is not the case.
I do the
Ask our
laundry and you
wives.
do the cooking. That would work out.
You know, that has...
Because I don't cook, but I do laundry.
I cook and I do laundry and run the sweeper.
Who does the dishes?
The dishwashing machine.
My wife
I don't have one of
has
those.
not been blessed with the dishwashing machine.
So I'll take care of that part.
She is the dishwasher in our family. By the way, the duty I have as soon as I get home, start boiling the eggs for deviled eggs. So
I love.
Yeah.
I have a boiled egg story that I cannot tell here.
I think I've heard this story.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm thankful for the same things that you guys were talking about. Thankful for my church family as well. And thank you to our listeners and our viewers. We've had a great deal. We looked at the insights recently. And when the boss texts you and says, do you realize how many people you've reached over the last 28 days? And you see those numbers, it's like, can we have a quick call? So, but thankful for our employer and our association with not just Ross County, but many people that we, and I know we're closing in on the first of the new year, but and we always make New Year's resolutions and things we're thankful for, but we wanted to do that right now as we prepare for Thanksgiving Day, which is tomorrow. So those of you watching, a salute. Thank you for making what we do possible. That's it for the show today. Coming up, we'll have our first talk with T.J. Carper. He is the new head coach of the Chillicothe Cavalier football team, and that's coming up about noon. And then we've got the Chillicothe High School actors coming in. The Thespians will be here. The Wind in the Willows. They're putting that show on here next weekend, so we'll talk with them. And then we've got another interview to do as well. And then at some point in time, Mr. Hand 2 will get to put a fork in that hand and start eating. That's it for the show. We'll see you Friday with another edition of Litter Media Live.